In 1990, I was selected to represent my country, Zaire, at the time. And this was for the Children's Summit, the World Summit, where it brought together heads of state, presidents, prime ministers from all over the world at the UN. The prime minister of Zaire at the time came, and I stood next to him dressed in traditional Zairean or African cloth. All I knew is that it was going to make lives for children better. And so I was excited about that. And my realization that all of these events took place really occurred to me maybe about 2 or 3 years ago when I read Bill Foege's book. Because still at the time, even when I joined the task force about 5 years ago, I still hadn't put two and two together. So in that book, he talks about the World Summit. He talks about how the heads of states came together, and then he gives details about how every child, there was a child there representing each country, and they were dressed in their traditional clothes. And so when I read that, I immediately had kind of a nostalgia or a memory that came back. And so I consulted with my mom, who keeps everything from my childhood. And so she brought out my ID from the UN, and she also brought out a certificate that I received from the UN saying that I participated in the World Summit in 1990. And so when we were doing the book signing with Dr. Foege, I brought it to him, and I told him, oh, Dr. Foege, actually, I was one of the children representing Zaire at the time of the World Summit, and he was delighted to hear that. And really, it could have been just anyone else chosen to represent Zaire at the time, but I was really lucky to have been chosen to represent Zaire, and not knowing exactly the underlying impact that it would have in helping me decide where my career choices would go, and also helping me to land for some, as really it's more like serendipity, just to land at the task force, many years later, and get to meet Bill Foege as well.